Hi, everyone. So here we go. Wickedly Fun Wednesday, Chapter 6, Alexis Snipperdoom. For some reason, I thought we were on 5, but we're on Chapter 6. And this is where things really start to heat up. So be sure to listen so you can find out what happens. Chapter 6, Revenge. Tell me where she is. I want to know right now. You will never see her again, laughed Logan. You will surely perish. You realize this, Logan. I am more powerful than you will ever be. Why fight this? Alexis moved her scepter over his body and watched as the sparks made him squirm. You really didn't think you'd get away with it, did you? Silly little warlock. She hit Logan in the stomach with his scepter. He wailed out in pain, but grinned. You can do whatever you want to me, but you will never find her. He smiled as he looked up at her, slightly wincing in pain. Tell me where she is. I'm losing my patience. Her face inches from his. You will never see your daughter again, Alexis. Trust me, she is gone forever, replied Logan, an audacious smile on his face. It was all Alexis could take. She was done. No more games. Alexis backed up and slammed her scepter into his head. Immediately, Logan realized these would be the last words he would ever hear. Ever. He faded away slowly. Ever so slowly. His world became black. His eyes closed as blood gushed from his head, ending his life. Alexis stood over him, watching as his life drained away. His hand twitched slightly and then stopped. I told you would die. I do not need you. I will find her on my own, asserted Alexis, looking at his lifeless body. She smiled, feeling powerful. He was not going to tell her what she needed. He was of no use to her. He had to die. Simple as that. She simply did what needed to be done. She walked out of the room, holding her blood-stained scepter. It had been easy to find Logan. Her spell worked perfectly. She knew he was not smart enough to stop her. Alexis found him and his whereabouts and expeditiously transported herself to his location. She knew beforehand she would kill him. He would not tell her where he was hiding the child. It was not in his nature to be honest. Excuse me. Alexis was worried about the fallout from her actions. She was in charge, so it didn't matter. No one would question her. She wanted to watch him suffer, withering in pain as he succumbed to her power. She hoped it would not be that quick, and he would deserve not such kindness. Logan should have endured the pain that she felt at the loss of her daughter. She would remind him how it felt and made him realize it was the worst mistake of his life. Lorthana and Zandora left the circle feeling empowered. They thanked the others for their help. Once at the tops of the stairs at the entry of the building, Lorthana cast a homing spell. Instantly, they appeared in Lorthana's home. Once in the sitting room, Zandora looked at her mom with pride. I never knew you were so greatly respected. Well, I was never a useless witch, Zandy, replied Lorthana. Zandy was her nickname for her daughter Zandora, even though Zandora was not fond of it. Mom, stop. I hate it when you call me Zandy. You know that. All right, my love, I will stop. Moms do that, you know. They call their children nicknames. I promise to try to control myself, she snickered. Zandora smiled. She really didn't hate it as much as she claimed. She just did not want her mother to know. Do you think they are okay? Do we need to worry? I believe the spells have worked. I want to believe everyone is safe for now. Next, we need to find Alexis and Armbruster. I need to speak with Alexis. Mom, we can't go to Alstromia. You know that. Yes, we can. I have a way. Trust me. Okay, I will trust you. Though I am scared, I am worried about Shanatar. Everything will be okay. Shanatar will take care of himself. No one will harm him. He is smart and powerful. Yes, Mom, but he's also still in love with Alexis, and that is not a good thing. He loves Alexis. He only married me to make her jealous. He talks in his sleep. He talks about her. He loves you, Zandy. He always has, and he always will. Believe that. Oh, Zandy, I just don't know. It's okay, Mom. I'm used to it. I thought in time he would forget about her, and he would let it all go. I wanted to believe he would love me. And he will. No, he will not. I know that now. Well, let's not worry about that for the moment. Lorthana gently touched her daughter's hand. Let's focus on what we need to get done. We can worry about Shanatar and Alexis some other time. She lovingly looked at her daughter. Zandora nodded her head, but knew things would never be the same. Things had changed, the future even more uncertain. Back at the palace, Alexis sat in her chamber trying to figure out her next step. She ran both hands through her long hair, her head tilted up, her eyes closed. How could Lagan have been so awful? Why did he not tell her where he was hiding her precious girl? What did he think he was going to accomplish by keeping it from her? She had been forced to end his insignificant life. There had been no turning back. He had sealed his own fate by his ignorance and stupidity. She walked to the eternal mirror and stuck her head into it. She looked around, hoping to find a sign, any kind of sign. The mirror only showed Armbruster conversing with his team. She could not hear what they were saying, but by their faces, she knew it was something that wasn't good. She pulled her head out of the mirror and brushed her hair. Why did the mirror always turn her hair ice cold? She really needed to find out more about this gift. It had been given to her as a wedding gift by her Armbruster's friend and confidant, Yarlin, the magician. After she finished brushing her hair, she decided she was hungry and she wanted to eat. She summoned Parisha. Bring me something to eat and make it quick. I feel awful. Also find Ariana and tell her I need her in my chamber immediately. Do you hear me? She shrieked at her assistant. Alexis had no patience for someone as slow as Parisha. The girl moved only at one pace. Slow. Yes, your royal highness. Your wishes are my command. I will do so right away, replied Parisha as she bowed and rang from the room. She slammed the large door. Immediately she opened it and apologized, only to have Alexis scream at her, "Get out!" Alexis was in a foul mood. Where was Ariana? She expected Ariana to be more aggressive in her search for answers, yet Ariana had been gone for a long time and had not reported back to her. One thing for sure, Alexis was tired and sick and tired of all the crap. It seemed that she was the only one doing anything to move things along. Why was it always up to her to make things happen? Why did it seem like she was the only one able to figure things out? It couldn't be that damn complicated. Alexis sent despondent. Down in the hall, in her room, Ariana finished reading about more spells. She wanted to assure she knew all the facts, good and bad, before returning to Alexis. Not knowing all the facts would only irritate Alexis and cause more conflict. Just as she was about to put the book down, suddenly there was a knock on her door. Ariana, Fauna of Ostromia, you have been summoned to Her Majesty, Queen Alexis. She wishes your presence in her chamber at once. Parisha closed the door and proceeded to the food chamber to prepare food for Alexis. Ariana lifted the book of spells off the table and decided she would head to see Alexis, eager to speak with her. She was a bit nervous about what they were going to discuss. You never knew what kind of mood Alexis would be in. One moment, she was in a great mood. The next, well, you just didn't know. Your Majesty, it is Ariana. May I enter? She asked as she knocked on the door. By all means, get in here, she responded in a huff. What took you so long? I have been waiting. She looked at Ariana, annoyed. You know how much I hate to wait. She tapped her fingers on the desk impatiently, making a point. She was displeased. I am so sorry. I came as soon as I was summoned. What may I do for you, Alexis? Do for me? Nothing. It is what we must do. We must do many things. First, I have some tragic news to share with you. I declare, Logan is dead. He's gone. She blurted out, with a twisted smile on her face, causing Ariana to frown. Exactly what happened to Logan, and how do you know this? Are you questioning me? Shouted Alexis, standing up, walking towards Ariana with her scepter extended. Excuse me, I'm very thirsty. Of course not. I would never question you, my queen. I was simply asking. I was asking if you know what had caused his death. Sorry. My apologies. I'm a bit on edge. Please do not take it personally. She sarcastically smiled as she sat down. So, what do you know, if I may ask? It's all very simple, Ariana. He kidnapped my daughter. He refused to tell me where she is, and I ended his life. That's all. She flashed a wicked smile at Ariana, causing her to feel sick. What had Alexis done? Did Armbruster know she had done this? This action was permanent. There was no going back. Alexis, your Majesty, why did you do this? Inquired a mystified Ariana. Were you not listening? I very clearly told you why, screamed an exasperated Alexis. What part of he kidnapped my child did you not understand? He was not going to give her back to me or tell me where she was. I had no choice. She got up and walked towards Ariana. Are you going to help me or not? This is your job. To be my second in command and not question me and do whatever I need you to do. She tilted her head, awaiting a response. Ariana looked at Alexis in shock. What was her problem? Had she lost her ever-loving mind? Alexis, I've always been by your side. You know I'm here for you, no matter what. Of course, I am here, and I will do whatever you need. Okay then, let's talk about how we're going to get my daughter back. In the food chamber, Parisha prepared a feast for Alexis. She could have asked one of the commoners to do it, but she wanted it done right. She placed all the food on a large silver platter and then a trillet, a type of cart. She whistled as she walked down the long, dark corridor, feeling good about the meal she'd prepared for Alexis. Just as she was about to turn and walk down the royal hall, she stumbled into Pauto, Princess Lila's security guard. Wow, Persia, why are you in such a hurry? You almost ran me over with your trillet. You really need to watch the corner, he joked as he smiled at her. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pauto. I did not see you. Are you okay? No harm done. I'm just on edge. We're still looking for clues to find the princess. We're on high alert and I'm exhausted. I could use some food. He looked down at the platter on the trillet and smiled. No, this is for the queen. I suggest you back away if you know what's good for you. She grinned as she slapped his hand away from the trillet. The two joked often with each other. He reached over and slightly patted her arm. I would never. You better hurry and bring her the food or she will get angry, and we all know what happens then. He shook his head and shrugged his shoulders. Parisha knew all too well what he meant. Well, you have a good night, Pauto. She pushed the trillet towards the queen's chamber. Pauto walked down the hall to try to find Yarlin and Armbruster. Alexis fumed. Where is that worthless girl? I am hungry. It should not take forever to make food. I could have simply used magic. I can never rely on her. She's unbelievable. Just as Alexis was about to continue her rant, the door opened and Parisha entered with a trillet filled with food. Your Majesty, I brought your food, she announced proudly. Well, it's about time. What took you so long? You're the slowest witch I have ever met. I simply cannot rely on you. Seriously. Alexis walked towards the trillet and looked at it with approval. She had to give Parisha credit. She made her favorites: golden fin stew with crunchy bread, vine of blue in a creamy sauce, and chocolate imported from Earth. She picked up the skinny tall glass from the silver tray and took a whiff. It smelled like porting wine, a favorite of Alstromia, similar to wine on Earth, but much sweeter. She looked happy. Alexis sat down next to the fireplace in her chair to enjoy her meal. Parisha walked out of the room, leaving Ariana and Alexis alone. That does smell good. Enjoy your meal. I will leave you to it. Ariana walked towards the door to leave. Excuse me, what are you doing? We're not done. Just because I'm eating does not mean our business is concluded for the night. Please sit down. She motioned for Ariana to sit next to her on the short white chair. Ariana sat down quickly to comply. Okay, I'm ready, she announced. Me too, said Alexis as she took a sip of porting wine. Then, swishing it around her mouth, she was ready to find Logan's accomplice. There had to be one. She intended to find out whoever was part of this plot. It would be fun destroying them, the way she destroyed Logan. Her evil grin grew as she looked at Ariana. Well, it was a short chapter, but as you can tell, things have happened at the palace and things have happened to Logan. He's now dead. And it's only going to get a little bit more wicked from here on out. So be sure that you tune in next week for Chapter 7 when things get even worse. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.